Hello newsletter subscribers, welcome to my very first Design with Jo video. We are going to make this exclusive project just for you, which is a miniature little Easter basket, and it measures quite small, about 1¼ inches when you're done, but I just thought that it was so sweet, so we are going to make that. And this is what you're going to need for it. You're going to need to use your Flourish Thinlits dies, and we're going to use the long piece for the basket handle, and we're going to use one of the flowers. You're also going to need to use your Layering Circles framelits, and you're going to use the largest scallop out of this set. So here's the pieces that I've already cut. I'm using the thick Whisper White for the handle because I think it makes it a little bit more sturdy. We're using Daffodil Delight for the little flower. And for the basket itself, I'm using a piece of the Fruit Stand Designer Series paper, which is in the annual catalog. You may recall seeing it in the catalog because we first see the bold, but on the back side, there's a lot of smaller patterns which work really well for the basket. So in order to get started, you want to use your Simply Scored tool, and I'm going to pull this in, please, so that you can see. And we're going to work, I've marked it at 7/8 of an inch and 2 1/8 inch. You're going to butt your circle as far as it will go, and you're going to mark those two pieces. And you're going to turn it 90 degrees, and you're going to mark it again. I've found that if I need to get it a little bit straighter, I take my ruler and I butt it up against the left hand edge, and then I see that I'm straight there. You can also just eyeball it. And then you're going to make the two of the same score lines again. And you can put that aside because we are done with that. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold up along the score lines you've just done. So score, and you're going to use your folding bone to make a nice crisp edge along all 4 sides. And then you're going to pull out your snips, your paper snips, and you're going to make 4 cuts. You're going to cut up from the side to the score line. So let me show you that. 1, 2, turn it around 180 degrees, and you're going to make the same type of cut on the other side. Okay, so this should be what you have by the time you're done with that. So now we need to glue it together. So I found that I like to work, and I like my pieces to go to the inside because then it's nice and finished look. So in order to do that, I need to put glue on 4 sides here, and I'm going to use my mono glue, which is my favorite glue. It gives a really strong hold and it's very easy to use. Okay, you're going to put that there. You're going to turn it over, sort of be careful that you don't touch that glue onto your paper. I know that sometimes takes more effort. And then you're going to use your glue in a slightly different way. We're going to put a dab onto our silicone mat, which is great. If you don't have one of these, you're going to want one. One of the best things about it is when you put your glue on here, and I don't know if you can see in the camera, but I've got some glue on there that's dried. You actually just take your finger, and once it's dried, it just comes right off. So we're going to use it like this. When you have your detailed dies like these, it's pretty difficult and takes a little more effort to get glue on it. So we're going to work, and we're going to put glue on the side that is the good side. You can see maybe this one looks a little bit more like the cutout. We want the other side, and you're going to take a piece of sponge, just dab it on the glue, and dab right over top. The glue will stick to the silicone mat, and you'll only get glue where you need it. So once you have your glue on, you want to make sure that you glue your basket handle to the back side or the wrong side of your basket. Okay, and now you have your glue there already. You're going to pull it up, and you're going to make your edges 90 degrees. Okay. This is the fiddliest part. This is where you're going to want smaller fingers. Okay, so you finish off the edge like that, and then do the exact same thing on the other side. So you take the piece, it already has glue on it, you butt it right up against the scored line, and then you pull your edges in, butt them up 90 degrees, and just stick them together. So really, that is about the hardest part to this basket. Okay, so there's your basket edges there. It needs just a couple seconds to dry, so we'll put that aside. In order to complete it, all we're going to do is we're going to use the Happy Easter from the Teeny Tiny Wishes, which is one of my favorite sets. It has just tons of different sayings here, and I think you can probably see them all. I use this one, and it's my go-to for lots of different things, especially for the tiny little cards that we use. So I'm using the pink pirouette, and I'm going to put my Happy Easter more towards the right of the piece of Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to pull in my classic label punch. I always use my punches upside down, and when I use them upside down I can actually see where I'm punching, and I don't want to use the whole piece, so I'm not worried about punching and then cutting out. I'm just going to punch, put that aside. I'm going to give myself a little bit of glue on this edge here and a tiny little dab, maybe about 2/3 of the way over. And I'm going to put that, decide where you want it, which side you happen to like best. I like this side the best. And you're going to put that onto your basket. Next thing you're going to do is take that same bit of glue, turn your little flower over, and you're going to stick it on the outside edge here. And this glue takes a little bit of time to dry when you're using it on the Happy Easter like I did, so you can still move it around a little. You're then going to take one of the enamel shapes, and I'm using pink pirouette to match my lettering, and I'm going to put that in the middle of my flower. And then all you have to do after that is fill it with a little bit of basket confetti, and you're going to be done. So let me just pull in the finished product for you again. This is another one that I've made, and I've used the Blooms and Bliss paper this time, and it has mint macaron in there. And oh sorry, there's one more thing that I have to do. I didn't put my little ribbon on there. So just as a final detail, I took a piece of the Sending Love ribbon combo pack, which is the very narrow 1/8 of an inch grosgrain ribbon. I've already made my bow here, so I've formed my bow, put it onto my glue dot, and I'm going to pull it off my glue dot and put it onto my basket. There you go. And there's your completed project. So thanks for joining me. Keep an eye out. I will be doing more Design with Jo videos, and I'm hoping that you'll make a couple of these, maybe for some friends or for some name cards or maybe for some colleagues at work. Thanks. Bye-bye.